am going to try to switch my basement room into a pseudo studio apartment minus a bathroom and kitchen for myself, so when I happen to be in my primary residence, I can rent out 2 bedrooms still instead of just 1. I think that this will allow me to have a net cash flow after all living expenses of around $400 to possibly $900 a month. Hey, this is Kelly with F the Joneses. One of the things I'm doing as I'm trying to life hack to financial independence, in heels, today I'm wearing flats, but usually in heels, is to house hack so I'm living mortgage free or cash flowing at a positive. I'm anticipating by renting out my 2nd bedroom. I currently rent out 1 on Airbnb in my house when I'm traveling. I'm going to try to switch my basement room into a pseudo studio apartment minus a bathroom and kitchen for myself, so when I happen to be in my primary residence, I can rent out 2 bedrooms still instead of just 1. So converting a basement storage room to a living space. I'm trying to do it on less than $1,200. First step, I was looking at vinyl. This is really super cheap Menards vinyl plank flooring. Went with the cheapest one. We'll see how it looks. And then also, I've never had water in the basement. I've owned my house for around 3 years, but you can smell the mustiness. So the first thing I did was invest in a dehumidifier, and I had issues with it, and it's pretty like set up and touch a button, but I thought I'd walk you through the process so that if you bought this dehumidifier and are trying to make more living space out of pseudo living space, hopefully you don't stumble upon the same issues I did. Here's some help on my new dehumidifier and a little preview of the before of my basement studio apartment. I need to come up with a better word for it, but here you go. So this is my basement room. It is like 11 by 17, so it's fairly large. It's 11 by 17, fairly large. You can see over there, I did just run up and get an essential oils thing just to make it smell a little bit less musty. It is a basement room, and there's been no moisture that I can see, and I've owned the home for about 3 years, but you can still smell some of the moisture. So this is my dehumidifier that I'm trying to figure out how to set up, and I feel like I'm missing, so I'm going to YouTube so I can use it. Yes, I'm sitting in my basement in my current storage room that I plan to convert to a living space to house hack out another bedroom and live not mortgage free, but hopefully cash flow a few $100s. If you're curious about FI, financial independence, and early retirement through life hacking, check out fthejoneses.com to learn more. If you're just curious about this wonderful Vremi dehumidifier that I know nothing about dehumidifiers, stay tuned. I did buy this on Amazon. I did some research on Amazon reviews, which I don't know how authentic they are, and then Wirecutter. I always go to Wirecutter as a resource for electronics because I'm not that electronic. My tech-savvy brother does that. He kind of knows his shit. So, yep, again, sitting in my basement in a dress because that's how I roll. So I opened this up. It had a manual that came with it. In the manual, there was nothing about how to set it up. I keep flipping back through, it's like 12 pages. I'm like, nope, nothing about setup, nothing about setup. So I'm like, oh, it'll be fine, I'll just press start. But after I did that, I found on this is the, what is it called? This is where the bucket, technical, this is the bucket where the water will go in my dehumidifier. I did buy a drain, and I also bought a humidity tracking device. Right now, because I'm not quite set up yet, I'm just gonna run this and check it every day. And then as I get to more of this is a living arrangement, I'm going to figure out where I want to place this and put the tracking device and drain in, so I don't have to deal with it every day. Anyway, it's pretty small. I turned it in, I started running it, and then I read this thing that says, attention, before using, take out the power cord bucket from the bucket. I did that, I think I did that. Check and make sure the float switch is properly set, then reinstall the bucket. So I have no idea. So first I'm like, power cord buckle. Oh, and then I read bucket, it was buckle. So I keep being like, where does this go? There's literally a little picture on this here. that shows, and I know that's backwards, but that shows that that's the power cord buckle. So, blonde moment. This is the power cord buckle that I assume goes on the back so you can wrap up the power cord. But I have no idea where the float switch is, so I'm gonna look back at the manual and get back to you so I can show it to you, so you don't have the same issue when you're installing your Vremi dehumidifier. I did find they don't have a setup, but on page 6 of the manual, it shows accessories that are placed in the bucket of the dehumidifier. And those are the accessories. So the pump drain hose, only for the dehumidifier with pump feature. I didn't buy that one, so that shouldn't be in there. The power cord buckle, check. And then the threaded female end that's on some models. So I'm gonna look and see. Don't see that in here. But anyway, I'm still looking for the float switch. So I'm gonna look at that one more to make sure it's properly set, because I know what properly set means. Can't find the float switch. I'm thinking if you look in here, there's a little green thing. I'm thinking that might be it. And it looks properly set. Again, no idea what properly set means. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Hope I don't bust something that costs 150 bucks, 160-ish on Amazon. And I'll let you know how it goes. Again, I don't have it set up for continuous draining, but I do plan to once I redo this wonderful basement room into a living space. So I just got this running. I'm going to show you a little bit before. This is what it sounds like. I kind of think I'm going to love it because I'm a big white noise person, and this is white noise. So again, this is the 30-gallon Vremi dehumidifier. It's supposed to use for spaces up to, it says 1,000 square foot. 1,000 square foot. There's also a 70, I keep forgetting gallon or liter, I don't know. There's also a 70-gallon model. I don't think this is 30 gallons, so I'm still a little confused what that means. Does it mean it can process 30 gallons worth of air, water? I don't know. But this is for smaller spaces. There's also one for bigger spaces. Again, this one runs about $150 on Amazon. If you're curious about if you want to follow along as I convert this into a cool living space to house hack to financial independence, subscribe to my channel, but I'm really doing more on Instagram and sending personal emails. They're a little bit crazy, just like this video. Go to fthejoneses.com and follow me as I life hack to financial independence in heels and show you how to too.